for having me. Thank you for coming out. People that never gone to a gym, they look forward to coming here every day. Matter of fact, they come twice a day, some people, because
we're changing lives and changing the sort of the culture and dynamic in Southern Marin.
We have a mental health crisis in this country. Nobody likes to talk about it. There is one.
Because it's you against you. It's the only thing I know.
Entrepreneurship is something that people are really attracted to, right? Having a business, starting a business, and here in this country, this is one of the easiest places to do it, which makes America really amazing, right? But if there are a few businesses that people get into that typically have a really high failure rate, one of them that we would think of is the restaurant business, so hard, the bar restaurant, or the restaurant business, which is so difficult, right? And the other one, surprisingly, is the gym business, right? In the health and fitness space. Most gyms operate with a model of really low cost membership, try and do a lot of volume, knowing that you'll get about a little less than 30% of your membership actually coming in and using the facilities, which means you've got close to 70% of people that are paying actively every month. They don't show up, so they don't wear out your equipment, they don't crowd your gym, and that's great, that's good. And still, in spite of that imbalance, most gyms fail. Now, there's a gym that I was a part of here in the Bay Area for a really, really long time. I dropped it because it basically turned into bro central, because the pandemic really hurt them. They were really, really tight on cash, and they needed to kind of lower their costs, do group memberships, and it kind of turned into a quasi 24-hour fitness, which at my age was not what I'm looking for, right? I'm not a big guy, I'm not a bro, so why would I want to hang around with a bunch of other bros in the morning? It's not going to work for me. So I dropped it after being at that gym for a really, really long time, 16 years. But then I came across and I was introduced to two guys that I was told were doing something really special. Somebody told me, these guys are doing something so cool up there and unique, you need to check it out. And that is Scott and Warren. So I went and checked it out and wanted to see what it was about. First of all, the gym was incredible. Secondly, what they were doing in the form of community and what they were creating with a culture was something I had not experienced and really, really wanted. Because when I go to a gym, I'm not one of those guys that likes to just mind my own business and do nothing else. I like saying hi to the familiar faces. I like kind of knowing, almost like a social hour, like I have this commonality with somebody else who wants to get up in the morning early and make themselves better and improve their life and take care of their health. So to be able to say hi and recognize some of these people, you kind of become a little bit of a crew or a fraternity. And I've been able to actually create that here. So I wanted to highlight and do a cool piece on a gym that is not traditional, is focused on so much more than just fitness, but actually wellness and the wellness of people's minds and their souls. Basically trying to create an incredible group of human beings by way of community. And they're doing it right here in Marin. So I wanted to check it out, and I thought we would do a little bit of a cool feature on Club Evexia, which is the Greek word for wellness. So we'll check it out today. We'll go meet the owners, get toured around the facility, and I will share with you guys why I not only love this gym, but also believe in what they're doing, and why anyone else who may be potentially looking to start a business, whether it's in the health and wellness space or just any kind of a business where you're going to have an impact on people, you need to have these multi-facets of impact like these guys do. It goes beyond just your product and service on the front line. It has to actually help people or better the community or raise the level of just goodness in your area, and these guys have done exactly that. So let's go check it out. Hey guys, one more thing. Really quick, before we get inside this place and I go catch a workout a little later, make sure you stop and please subscribe to my channel, like this video so that I can reach more people, because I want to have greater impact with all these vlogs and pieces of content we're putting out there. So thank you for subscribing. So I can't wait to show this to you guys. But this is how I start pretty much every morning. So I'm looking for one. Hey, what do you know? Most places you go, you're trying to look for the owner, the boss, the guy who's in charge. You have to go to an office. This place, he's actually working. He's right behind the desk here.
Welcome in.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having us, man.
bet.
Meeting with us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming out.
One thing you'll notice about this gym, when you walk in, the owners are actually doing all the work. You'll always see them. It's not unusual to see both of them or one of them behind the desk getting yelled at. No, I'm kidding. Nobody yells at these guys. They all love them. But I want to ask something of them, because right here you see something, and this is another element that makes this gym, and it really wraps into its ethos, right, of wellness and focusing on people's health, and it's not just about the machines. They have a chiropractic element to this, an in-house chiropractor that actually meets with, and he's completely booked, you said?
Yeah.
You can't even get an appointment with the guy who's right here. Whose idea was that?
It was Warren's idea. Warren had an experience with Dr. Alex before.
as a trainer and then ultimately as a chiropractor, I thought it'd be a great addition to the team.
Say, exercise is medicine, man. We got to hit all angles. People have to move. You have to be mobile. It's about longevity.
The thing I really disliked about my old gym is I'd be working out hard in the morning, and the music, there was no thought put into it of what was actually playing. Somebody just turned on a Spotify station, is I would be maxing out on a bench press, and then Amy Grant would come on. And it was the worst kill to my vibe and energy. If you notice, there's music that's playing here, but there was a lot of thought, and this just speaks to how the entire member experience is so well curated by these guys.
That's the experience, right? How many times you've gone into the gym and just absolutely hate, it's just the wrong vibe for what you're trying to do.
Like Amy Grant.
Like Amy Grant.
No disrespect,
or
but yeah.
AC/DC, and all music's good, but what we wanted to do is we wanted to hand select music that represented our brand, represented our vibe.
Wow.
So we were lucky enough to have a couple of members that are DJs that hand selected and curated this music, and so it's really been cool.
All right, now, one of the coolest elements of this business that separates it from any gym and other businesses, of course, is the co-working elements. You have the ability, when you come to this gym, to work out, shower, and actually get to work and waste no time. And it's a big reason why I joined this gym. So Scott was the mastermind behind this co-working element. Now the space is beautiful, as you just saw, and this is where I spend a lot of time. The views are spectacular. It's an inspiring, tranquil place to get things done. Scott, why was this important for you when you were creating this vision of the place?
Before we started to open, doing our pre-marketing, we realized, you got to remember, we made the commitment to open the space in 2020, so it was still COVID, it was still fully in effect, and people coming back out of their offices, working at home. And so in our initial market feedback, we got overwhelming demand. Hey, we need a space that we can work at as well as work out, because we're not going to the city as much, we're not going to our offices as much, and we are really sick of working at home.
Yeah, and I don't want to get divorced. I need to come to like work.
Exactly, right? So if you guys had a spot that we could do some work as well as work out, it'd be fantastic. And this room is probably the most beautiful room in the entire club, so it was an obvious choice to make this the co-working space. And people want to be able to do private meetings, so we've got private conference booths. They want to be able to get on their Zooms and not disturb anybody, so we have private privacy booths. And as you can see, just a really beautiful setting. It's really great. I mean, imagine working, getting some work done, knocking out your emails, having a Zoom call, and then going and getting a group fitness class or going to your boxing class, taking a shower, grabbing some lunch out of our cooler, and coming back and knocking out the rest of your day. I mean, what better way to spend your day?
They're thinking about how to solve people's problems, right? How to get them out of their house, how to not debate, do I work out or get to work early? How about I do both? And you can actually get that done here. A big reason why I joined this gym as a martial artist who likes open space is because of this room, the exert room. This thing is pretty sick. You can do anything you want to in here. Punching bags get held up from here, and I always judge a gym by whether or not they show respect to martial artists and boxers and actually want to have bags up. And all the equipment that's in here, you guys run spin classes out of here, all kinds of dynamic training. This was good utilization of the space, yeah?
This was custom made. Scott and I couldn't figure out how to hang our straps, our bags. So we put our heads together. We had a welder come out, solve our problem, and holds 5,000 pounds, so we can run 18 people on a group class out of here. So that really helps. Every space, everything we need in terms of space, you have to maximize every inch in the club for your classes, for sure.
Okay, funny fact for everybody here. You ever go to a gym and when you look at the weights, the dumbbells that are on the rack, you sometimes have to turn your head because they might be upside down, you can't read the numbers. Is that a 6, is it a 9, whatever it is. But you'll notice all of these are completely lined up, and it's not because everyone puts them back perfectly, it's because of yet another detail that's all focused on the member experience.
Yeah, so for me, one, the dumbbells are beautiful as they are. They're machine balanced, and the barrels are good, but these actually spin. So when you rack it, it's counterbalanced. So always have the number upright. I mean, it's just a little pet peeve of mine I've always had is one, members putting the dumbbells all over the place, and that actually helps us out because they're always in chronological order because they can see the numbers versus being upside down.
Now these are more expensive, right? These were not cheaper dumbbells.
It's a huge investment, but it's one of the things that separates us from good to excellent, for sure.
A lot goes into having a business run well, be successful, be profitable, have longevity. Gyms are really difficult to do that. One, why do most all gyms fail?
It's funny because they fail or they definitely decrease immensely really quick. Great concept. They go in an untapped market, open up a gym. They have a spike in membership. Okay. What happens is they take the eye off the ball. Ownership is never there. They lose focus on the quality of the service. They lose focus of the cleanliness of the club, they lose focus of maintaining the equipment. You put all those three things together, it compounds to a really unhappy member. We give everybody 30 days to experience what we're all about. We don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. And so those are the small little details, you know. And then Club is what they decide to do is they want to increase pricing without talking to members. Zero communication to the members.
That happened to me all the time.
Yeah.
It was a big part of why I left the last gym I was at.
And they're pleasantly surprised when they start losing members.
You see him here, he's behind the desk. He's always here, he's greeting people, he's working. Like, you don't see a lot of owner-operators actually working in their business. They generally detach and they let other people do. But why is that so important to you? Why do you find that you fall into that?
I mean, I have to set the standard for my team, because if they see me do it, they're gonna do it, right? And that's just the philosophy I've ever had. You're only as good as your next employee.
Your guys' 3 pillars you shared with me, which I think is so awesome, is fitness, wellness, and community. Community, huge on.
Huge.
But the other 2, particularly wellness, why was this a cornerstone for making a successful gym?
With the community, when you bring the community in, there has to be 2 other components, right? So the fitness was a no-brainer for us.
Yeah.
The wellness was, anytime when you're in a club, in a gym, the wellness component is usually yoga. But for us, the wellness goes beyond that, right? We wanted to attract mental health as well, right? And I think a big part of it is connecting, and then it exposes, we talked a little bit about the men's group.
Yeah.
And connecting there. And then we did a women's group. And then we did something called the Connection Lab. And the Connection Lab is the combination of the men's group and the women's group all in one. A little bit less intense, but it's open to all the members. So this is a place where members come with bedhead when they come to this place.
Yeah.
There's no judgment. And that creates this amazing part of this community which connects them together.
It's vulnerable.
It's so vulnerable.
Really vulnerable, right?
So what's even more important, what add to that is now since COVID actually was the conduit for us, is to have our co-working lounge. And so now what we're finding, it's about 3,000 square feet. Our members are working here. They're working out, they're taking one of our organic meals that we provide, and they go back to work. At the same time, they're connecting. So they're connecting organically, but also they're meeting, it's good networking for these people.
Oh, it's amazing.
The amount of networking that organically is taking place here is incredible.
Brother, so you're clearly a man who's in shape. That's pretty obvious.
Lifestyle, how about it's about lifestyle.
But your love of fitness, where does this come from?
So I'm 55. I think when I was 7, growing up as a kid, for whatever reason, Arnold Schwarzenegger was my idol. I just love the way, and all those guys, I love how the body can do that. So I'd go to bookstores, I'd just look at the pictures, and it was something I was mesmerized by. There's so many upsides about exercise. Mental health, what goes with it, the way you think, because it's you against you. It's the only thing I know.
2 components that every business has to have, and most people are always missing number 2. The first one's passion. They're passionate about something, so they want to do it. They're excited, they've got all their energy into it. The other component, which these guys have, and it's clearly evident by everything that you've seen in the gym today, is there's actually a vision, a long-term vision, a purpose of where they want to go. How do you guys see this whole beautiful experience that you guys have curated so far, which has been incredible? What does Evexia look like a year, 2, 3 years from now? Where's it going?
This is a one-of-a-kind location. When Warren and I started it, we've had a bunch of businesses in our lives. We're lifelong entrepreneurs, and we wanted something that really could be our sort of our final entrepreneurial endeavor. And so our goal for the future, obviously, continue to make this site the best that it can be. Just keep tweaking the dials, improving the member experience.
The hub of Evexia was our fitness, when we thought about it, fitness and the wellness side. And now the fitness is a spoke of the hub of Evexia. And so we got fitness, and now if you'd have talked to us a year ago about would we have a men's group, Scott came up with the idea that we want to get a men's group going, this impact. So we have even diversified from fitness, wellness, and wellness is part of it, to this men's group. And it's impacted the 15 members and myself in a way that I've never dreamed it could impact myself, right? And so, like Scott said, I think a year from now, we're going to be impacting hundreds of thousands of people on the retreats as a connection to what we are as Evexia, and this being the nucleus of it all.
So you hear them talk a lot about member experience and putting that first, and it's clear that they do. That's not lip service either. They do it. But actually, they care about the personal well-being and development of their members. So a lot of these sub-communities, whether it's a men's group, a women's group, creating retreats, experiences that are focused on people being able to talk, right? We have a mental health crisis in this country. Nobody likes to talk about it. There is one. And most of that comes from and stems a lack of community. They've created community here. And this is why the vibe and the energy amongst the members is so different. People are upbeat, they're happy, there's vulnerability amongst members. You don't see that in gyms. People here are hugging each other on the gym floor, all different walks of life. Like, It's incredible. It's hard to even put into words.
We're changing lives and changing the sort of the culture and dynamic in Southern Marin.
People that never gone to a gym, they look forward to coming here every day. Matter of fact, they come twice a day, some people, because they'll work and they'll come back for the workout. But they just want to be part of this. The minute they walk in this door, I heard it 2 days ago, that all of my stress goes away.
Yeah.
And that's what Scott and I are about, man.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
We've heard terms like, this is my second home, this is my happy place.
100%.
The one we like the most is our fitness sanctuary.
Okay.
That's the one we love the most, yeah.